Hi, it's a lovely summer, not summer, sunny day here. We're actually in autumn going into winter. It's been very chilly lately. Yesterday was chilly when I made the videos. Seeing as I'm putting some of my own material up now, I've decided to start with something that I think is quite amusing. And this relative of mine will find amusing in retrospect too. I sent this to her. A lot of people, a lot of you out there are all really worried about conspiracy theories and that kind of stuff. That fear ran through some of my family for a while. I found it interesting. For a brief moment, I entertained a little bit of fear. Now I am absolutely free. I find reading conspiracy theories very, very insightful and interesting as to where people are at, where their minds are at, etc. I want to read a little thing that I did on the PC. I think it was in '97. I'll have a look. But I then faxed to her, and the poor woman had she just had an absolute anxiety attack because she was still buying into this conspiracy theory. Okay, let me just pause this and get to the piece of paper. This here's the newsletter. My little video tool, which is my phone, is still not good enough. I keep saying that, so I've ordered something a lot better now that I'm doing my own stuff, and I am going to start being less rough and off the cuff. Okay, so I did this on the PC. I then printed it and faxed it to my aunt. I'm not going to mention names. I'll just call her aunt, whereas in here I was specific. I don't want to embarrass her. I decided to call it the I. One of my nicknames, my main nickname is I. I'm known as I. Okay. Right, so I decided to call this the I. I see it was 1997 when I did it. And subsequently I've met a wonderful woman in Canada, Gwen, who's been sending me a few issues of a newspaper over there called the I. That only happened a few years ago. Again, another synchronized moment. As I said in my lorry videos, I have many of these things, and it just makes interpreting life really, really interesting. Okay, I say interesting because it doesn't necessarily make life rosy. It doesn't necessarily make it shocking. It's life's dualistic, as I am. I'm a little bit of everything all rolled into one, as Alanis Morissette said. Yeah, I do have to quote other people, as soon as we're all in this together, aren't we? Anyway, now I'm showing a little bit more of me. I'm going to read this. There was concern, I'm just chatting now still, there was concern within certain groups of people about New World Order, microchip implants, etc., all that kind of stuff. So let me just read this. It brought me great satisfaction with being in hysterics of laughter, but I didn't think that a family member who I sent it to would actually have such a reaction. I felt shocking afterwards. I felt absolutely wicked. All right, let me read it. I start off saying concern, signs of possible paranoia. Let me just read. I don't know if the camera's on me. The resident of blah 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 street, blah blah blah, in Gauteng, South Africa, grid reference, arrow 386740, Global Village, has displayed signs of possible paranoia concerning a certain certificate received. We are rather concerned that Mrs. Blah Blah was not enamored by our certificate of merit. That was the paranoia. Now, tool of the future. A complete and diligent New World citizen. That's regarding to Mrs. Blah Blah, my aunt. Tool of the future. computer literacy is essential for every citizen of a global village. If one cannot master the machine, they will be left behind in the dark ages forever. This is why we were so impressed that Mrs. Blah Blah now has her own little beast within her own home, her PC. Unfortunately, she is displaying certain signs of paranoia and phobias, which we hope to help her overcome. Reorientation. That's the next paragraph. It has become increasingly evident that certain citizens will have to undergo special training. Training programs that will efficiently bring about the acceptance of our wonderful technology, which is hurtling us with tremendous speed and sacred knowledge into the millennium. We appeal to all citizens to please train themselves as much as possible, otherwise this could become quite a costly project with the implantation of Chippy. Chippy is a highly effective and efficient means of training our citizens of the globe. We shall further discuss this in the next issue of the Eye. This is a religious fear, or what can I say, a fear that a lot of religious people have, or this conspiracy theory. So I decided to add on the last, with the last paragraph to call it prayers, even although I'm referring to the one world government. They're still prepared to pray. Okay. Many prayers have been sent up, and it is certain that citizens will comply with the rules. There was a little girl who had a little pearl placed in the center of her forehead. When she was good, they were very good. But when she was bad, they turned horrid. I'm just going to take liberty to laugh when I want. Don't cast your pearls before swine. That's it. I'll just read the last one again quickly. You guys who know about conspiracy theories will know what I mean. There was a little girl who had a little pearl placed in the center of her forehead. When she was good, they were also very good. But when she was bad, they turned horrid. Okay, I just thought that was a nice way to introduce. I will be doing a lot of material. Okay. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to be doing quite a lot of poetry. Some of it's dark. And I'm also not going to necessarily get dates because I'll be jumping around from the past, the present. Okay. Thanks, guys.